Or if you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. I'm gonna do my 5 second knee jerk reaction of something I saw in some recent footage that if people like me predicting games, I'll say that too after I get through this. But I just want to say again before I start this, which is the longer tangent of this video, look at Ryu's face. Ryu's face is literally the face of disgust and contempt for all these beta tests. I was like, not another beta test Disu. That's what Ryu was thinking if he was real. Like, not another fucking one. I just keep thinking like it's I guess they're still beta testing the game basically in London now or some shit like that. That's where there's some new footage from. And it's like, man, do people even test video games internally anymore, or are they just having the consumer basically beta test their own games? I mean, look at fucking Guilty Gear Strive. What was that game was beta tested for over a year? The consumer was beta testing it because how much in-house testing were they doing by how that game turned out? And when you're reading the developer interviews, it was ridiculous, right? We've already been over that. Such a complete clusterfuck, Even they admitted they don't know what they were doing in the interview. Oh yeah, what are we doing with the law? We haven't decided yet. Wow, that's fucking great, right? But I just think I've said it so many times before. Games are too fucking beta tested now. This game was originally shown in fucking June. You know what I mean? Now it's gonna be 5 months in October. 5 months of beta test. Are you fucking kidding me? And who knows, the game is gonna come out next year. Why? And something people don't get too. There's an aspect that I don't think I've particularly commented on. But besides the fact that these games are beta tested for way too long, not giving themselves a chance to marinate, people got to remember in today's day and age too, unlike say when a video game was beta tested the month before it comes out, maybe a couple months, whatever it might be, you know what I mean? Nowadays, the footage is there for you to go back on, right? Think about, years and years ago when a game was being beta tested, you know what I mean? The month before the game comes out and it's being beta tested, it's just there and gone. It was not so easily available for you to go look on the internet like, oh yeah, remember when we were playing? What that happened? What happened there? That seemed really interesting. I can't wait for the game to come out, next month so we can try. Now it's like the footage is there. It's readily available, months and months of footage. There's no exploration if you know what you're looking for. You know what I mean? Because you can always go back and look. It's not like, oh, what happened there? Do you remember what happened there, Bob, Jimmy, Timmy? Remember what happened there, Bob? Yeah, I remember that, Bob. What the fuck happened there? I don't know. Well, I don't know. Gosh darn tootin', I don't know what happened there. Oh, shit. I can't wait for the game to come out. Neither can I. What the fuck, right? Now it's like, oh yeah, what was that weird that happened there? We got it on footage. We'll just, oh yeah, oh sweet, that works. You know what I mean? I've said it before, I should not be able to predict games the way that I have been for like 15, 20 years, whatever it is, right? That's ridiculous. I actually think it's kind of stupid, right? You know what I mean? I should not be able to do it in the way that I have. But it's so easy because even if these games were not beta tested, overly beta tested, what they were, people got to remember if you know what you're looking for, the footage is there half the time. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, it's there. I can study it. Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Look at that. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I predicted like Jesus fucking what in the game is not for me. It's ridiculous, dude. Foundational wise to crazy wise, dude, right? So much of this shit in the game was easy to find out, right? If you know what you're looking for. Just overly beta tested games. Please fucking stop. Please, for the love of God. You know what I mean? And you already know that in today's patch culture, everything is patched to fucking hell and back. So even if something actually is quotation marks broken, with the way the games are patched in the first place, it's going to get patched anyway if it comes out. So I overly beta tested things. Ryu is fucking disgusted. But this new footage, I didn't watch much of it. I just looked at a few. I don't even know if I watched 5 minutes of it, but just a little bit to comment on it. I guess someone did actually test doing full chain combos in Drive Rush, and well, I don't know why it took people so long to test. I guess it does. Chain combos do count as a singular move, and all the hits apparently do get the Drive Rush properties of doing more shit. Again, but that's like a 5 second thing. Why did someone not test it out? Right when you get the game and you see that your moves do more stun when you're drive rushed, and then you see someone does an overhead, and it's like, oh, it actually the move counts as a singular move even with multiple hits. Step by step, we have a precedent of how it works. Why would you not try a singular sort of chain combo idea? And no one has tried special moves still, which fucking blows my mind. I don't know how no one has not fucking tried that. But I guess the chain combo thing is true, which is 5 second shit. I don't know how anyone didn't fucking try that shit, right? You know what I mean? So anyway, obviously, probably, hopefully, interesting convergence from that. I would assume, like I talked about, maybe anti-air stuff. Maybe Ryu does anti-air roundhouse, whatever, it knocks the guy in the air. Then maybe goes in, drive rush, chain combo, since chain combo counts as a singular move. Then does more stun. Who knows, right? Fuck my titties on a Sunday, But I guess, and something in the comments, and I don't want to act like I'm talking shit about people because I appreciate the people that watch my videos. Thank you. Fuck some of you, thank you. But I said too. Some people are like, well, we already know that we can drive, or we can like beat a drive rush or a throw or jump away from it, or a drive impact. We can throw a drive impact or jump over it. And I said before, what are you guys talking about? Like, are you listening to the way that I'm talking about the game? I'm talking about in situations where you're like comboing into like drive impact and stuff. And they're like, oh, and the sub like, well, you'll be able to throw it or jump away from it. And I'm like, why would you be able to jump or throw it? We can already see in the footage that it's only a few frames away of hitting. So if something is only a few frames away of hitting and a jump has a few frames to start up in the first place, why would you be able to jump away from it? It hits you. If your throw has started up, why would you be able to throw it? And some people in the comments are like, well, no, you'll be able to do that. We've seen it. And I'm like, well, where have you actually seen, attacking into drive impacts? And they're like, oh, yeah, I guess we haven't seen that, but that probably won't work. Anyway, I guess they, people are saying, oh, they did try it. And yeah, throws aren't fast enough and jumps aren't fast enough. So I'm just kind of like, no shit though, right? Like I said, some of the stuff that I say is going to exist, and maybe it will be changed in the final version of the game. But some of the stuff I talk about, I don't think it's rocket science, right? You know what I mean? Um, I'm trying to think. What was I gonna say? Like I said, I feel like the drive impact thing. You know what I mean? I feel like it's kind of the quotation mark scrub a dub thing of the game. Because again, it's not if you can react to it, it's if you have something that can react to it. It's the whole tug of war you can see with my bar versus their bar. Because what you can react to it with realistically looks like it will cost meter. So you will be wagering your meter versus their meter because from what it looked like, that's how the game is set up right now. We know you can react to it, but can you react to it with something that does not cost you something, which is what I was getting into with the tug of war of the game. Potentially, that's the scrub a dub. I saved my meter till then, blah, blah, blah. You can't realistically beat this, even though you can react to it, right? Which apparently is the case as the game stands, right? You know what I mean? Because you need meter to beat it yourself. Um, Something I saw. This one might be old. You know what I mean? I haven't watched a lot of footage of the game because it only interests me so much in a passing thing. But I actually saw in the footage that Drive Rush beat parry. I'm confused. Did that do that before? Drive Rush beats parry? You can't parry Drive Rush? So that actually happened in some of the footage. I'm confused. That was strange to me. Maybe maybe I missed that. That was something strange. Maybe I just didn't realize that. And then it was also confirmed that you know what I mean, when you're gray burned out, whatever the fuck it's called. Like I said, I'm getting the names wrong, but when you're burned out, you do take more block stun. So the thing is, though, when I saw this would have been my 5 second reaction, right? Again, when I look at something, I'm like, that's instantly what I've done, right? I would have done, right? If I see the 5 seconds, we got proof that the drive burned out, whatever. You're doing more stun that my medium to medium normally, you can attack between it. But now when I do medium, or whatever on a, burned out guy, drugged out, burned out guy, whatever, cracked out mode, right? Spooky mode. guy, whatever, it's actually like guaranteed or whatever. What I thought of that when I saw that for 5 seconds, the first thing that popped up in my mind is I would have picked Ryu and I would have done attack with Ryu into the palm strike sort of fireball that puts you at the advantage. Because we already know, again, from the precedent, and like I said, so much of this stuff is easy because just look at where you've been. Go step by step with the precedent. So I would have been like, dude, okay. So he has this electric palm strike fireball now that puts him at the advantage we've seen, right? That you can jab after it, whatever, and it's guaranteed. But we see it's not a true combo, right? There's a few frames where if he tries to combo into it, it's not a combo, whatever, on block. So I would have been like, okay, so we know we get a few extra frames here. So with Ryu, I just would have been like, well, can you just do, say, something like a duck fierce, palm strike, duck fierce, palm strike, duck fierce, palm strike? Because he kind of slides forward when he does it anyway, right? So if it's only a few frames away from the palm strike, fireball, whatever comboing in the first place, and we already know that it puts you at the advantage enough for a jab to be a true block thing anyway, apparently, right? Does that mean that now the fierce is true after it? And if the fierce is true after it, wouldn't the fierce be then true to the fireball? Like maybe you can get a few loops of sliding that in, right? Slide in, duck fierce something, boom, boom, because he slides forward a little bit when he does it. That's what I would have tested. First thing when I saw that, that would have been the first thing I would have tested. Once they're like, oh, that works for sure. Okay, well, do that. That seems like an obvious example, right? That's just me. People act like, what would you have done if you played the game and you saw something? That is my 5 second reaction to that thing being confirmed. That's what I would have tried, something like that, personally. Gay rainbow. Anyway, I still don't know why people haven't tried the fireball or the special move thing out of Drive Impact. I don't know why people haven't tried Drive Impact just into the or the green or Drive Rush into Drive Impact. The Drive Impact and the special or drive Green Slimer into specials. Green Slimer in the Drive Impact. You know what I mean? Try some of this shit, dude, right? I mean, I don't know. I still say I hope for Ryu, man. I know it doesn't look like they're gonna do it because it looks like they're trying to do level threes when you're closer to dead. You know what I mean? Death, that you have another kind of special effect. I still wish they would go more full blown with the Ryu charge up electricity thing. I think that'd be funner if when you're charged up electricity, the Shincharuken is then the electric one, right? I just think that seems more logical to me. Maybe make the version when he's almost dead a little bit different. Maybe you can combo after it then, or maybe it's a blue streak like the fucking movie, or like it is in Marvel or some shit like that. Maybe you could charge it, he can hold it down, charge it up so he gets a few fireballs from I don't know. Man, whatever. And you know something too, I think I mentioned it a little bit too. I think I mentioned it a little bit with Ken, but I really hope just when I watch the game, there are too many moves that did I mention this? I forget if I mentioned it. I think I mentioned it with Ken, but I don't know if I generalized it. But I really hope there are more moves that whiff you when you duck. You know what I mean? I feel like there's just too many pokes that hit characters when they're ducking, and it just feels too homogenized to me. Like it used to be special. Like I think about Super Turbo back in the day. You know what I mean? When a character was ducking, you know what I mean? Not every character had pokes that hit characters ducking, right? And I feel like that's like something special, right? You know what I mean? That's like a character like Ken having a stand roundhouse. Oh, he has a poke that actually hits you when you're ducking, unlike Ryu, so to speak. You know when he does pokes, right? You know, walking pokes, maybe so to speak. I just feel like I'm just seeing too many normals hitting characters when they're ducking. You know, that's supposed to feel a little bit more special. Like I know it feels fun. Like I think I mentioned the Ken example of like his auto combo. I'm like, oh, the medium auto combo, that seems fun, but it's also at the same time I'm like, man, I hope there's a little less of this as well because I get that it's fun, but maybe too much homogenization there. You know, not every character should be able to poke the same way. Too much beta testing, man. Come on. I should not be able to predict these games, dude. You know what I mean? Come on. Will the final versions of the games change? Who knows? But fuck me. If you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. The end.